Did you just ask if Pepsi a grrr?
Excuse me?
Of course Pepsi is a grrr.
While Pepsi has been Coke's fiercest competitor for years, there are probably some things you have yet to discover about America's second favorite soft drink. So here are the 10 things you didn't know about Pepsi. Part 2. New Coca-Cola flavor.
The forbidden flavor!
At first, you might think, hold up, Pepsi released a Coca-Cola flavored drink? Outrageous! And you would be right to think so. The confusion is real. But settle down, Pepsi fans. It's simply a cheeky nod to the competition, and it has nothing to do with the rival brand. The Coca-Cola Pepsi is actually a hot chocolate spin on the classic soda, with little hints of marshmallows in the taste.
Have some marshmallow, dude.
Since Pepsi has released a lot of different flavors to celebrate various holidays, like the dessert-inspired apple pie Pepsi around Thanksgiving, it only seemed suitable to come up with another on-theme creation, one ideal for Christmas time. The Coca-Cola is perfect for enjoying a nice, cozied-up and bubbly holiday. Pepsi's reasoning behind this otherwise very peculiar flavor was that nothing is more classic than a hot cocoa on a winter day. Well, since this year has been anything but typical, why not give it a try? Since hot cocoa is already the unofficial beverage of winter, perhaps Pepsi's Coca-Cola could become the official soft drink of winter. But on one condition. Pepsi's announcement tweet has to reach the 2021 mark on retweets for the flavor to go into production. Challenge accepted.
All right, guys, let's make it happen!
Recycled bottles are coming.
Good job!
Speaking of using more sustainable materials, PepsiCo plans to do just that by eliminating virgin plastic and replacing it with 100% recycled bottles in over 9 European markets by the end of 2022. A very ambitious and yet well overdue initiative that will hopefully reduce their ecological footprint by a lot. PepsiCo plans to package all of its Pepsi bottles with plastic recycled from post-consumer packaging, which would lower their carbon emissions by 40%.
Thanks for saving the world!
By turning to recycled plastic, it basically means that they will eliminate 70,000 tons of newly created fossil fuel-based plastic per year. PepsiCo will also progress by continuing to grow its reuse and refill systems like SodaStream. The move to recycled plastic will be 100% done by 2022. It applies to both company-owned and franchise bottlers. Hopefully, if this move is successful in the European markets, PepsiCo will do the same in the American markets, and we will soon be free of new plastic.
And for your dolls, our best plastic spaghetti.
First ones to use the delivery truck.
I invented it!
We live in a time where if you want something, you just go online, order it, and wait for the delivery guy to show up at your doorstep with the goods. However, it wasn't always as simple as that. Back in the day, Pepsi products, along with everything else really, had to be delivered using horse-drawn carriages for longer distances. As you can imagine, it was not very convenient or efficient. PepsiCo saw that and were ahead of the curve in the 1900s. They decided to stop using the carriages and opt for motorized transportation instead.
You're making a smart move, Quagmire.
They started delivering their prized beverages using a car, something that had never been done before. Soon, all the other companies were following their lead. While cars may have cost more in transportation fees, they made the production and distribution faster, meaning they could sell more products to more people and in way less time. PepsiCo is known to jump on innovation and advances in technology, and their initiative marked the beginning of a new era. Far from the days of the horse and buggy, we can order a case of Pepsi and get it the very next day.
That's what I'm talking about!
Pepsi owns a lot of other drinks.
Whatever you want, pal. Whatever you want.
While PepsiCo became incredibly successful mainly because of its signature soft drink, Pepsi, the company has more than one drink up its sleeve. Sure, Pepsi will always remain the icon of the brand, but it doesn't hurt to expand horizons a little and see how it can grow and improve with time. You know how they say the easiest way to get rid of your competition is to just buy them out? Okay, maybe that's not exactly what they say, but that's what PepsiCo did with a lot of other drink companies. It started by acquiring Mountain Dew in 1964 to widen its soft drink market. Then, in 1998, they wanted to appeal to the more health-conscious consumers, and so they bought Tropicana and all of its juice products.
Juice box fight!
Finally, in 2001, they were able to tap into the sports market thanks to the acquisition of Gatorade. But PepsiCo hasn't only collected juices and soft drinks, they also produce bottled water. You might be familiar with Aquafina, which accounts for about 13% of domestic bottled water sales and has earned over $2.5 billion in sales, making it the top-selling brand of bottled water in the United States. While PepsiCo has been under some fire regarding the true source of the water, with misleading labels and false claims, Aquafina has still managed to do pretty well and bring in more sales and more profits.
We got more money on the way.
12 logos.
We can put your logo on anything.
Having a recognizable logo is imperative to growing a successful brand. Pepsi's logo is arguably one of the most iconic out there. The little red, white, and blue circle is probably the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Pepsi. But over the years, PepsiCo has had a lot of logo changes and underwent some major creative choices, changing about 12 times before settling to the one we know today. However, even though it changed quite a few times, it did keep the same colors, probably not to confuse the consumers too much.
Red and blue.
The first logo included the original name for PepsiCo, Brad's Drink, but it was only in blue. Then the next 4 were all about the red, with the name Pepsi Cola written in a different font. The combination of red and blue didn't come until the 1950s, and they got rid of the word cola in 1962. The use of red, white, and blue swirls was strictly to represent an all-American brand. The globe shape appeared in the 1970s, and since then, no matter the logo, it always seemed to revolve around that same shape. But no matter the logo, Pepsi is now a household name, so we'll keep drinking it no matter what logo they use.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
50 kinds of Pepsi and counting.
Tremendous flavor profile.
Kind of like Coca-Cola, PepsiCo has experimented with a lot of different flavors in the past. While most people will choose to stick to the delicious and iconic taste of the original Pepsi, it's still important to branch out and release different flavors in order to further garner consumer attention. Which is why, since the 1960s, when PepsiCo was founded, the world has seen over 50 different types of Pepsi. You may not be familiar with even half of them, since most were, or are, sold in specific countries or regions for a short time.
That offer was for a limited time only.
It's hard to imagine people enjoying cinnamon, ice cream, mango, strawberry milk, and even Mont Blanc flavored Pepsi, but it's true. Of course, we can't help but mention some of the crazy flavors Japan has come up with. Cucumber, salty watermelon, and cherry blossom were all part of the Japanese Pepsi line at some point. But the craziest part about PepsiCo? It is said that in total, there might be at least 100 flavors, counting the ones that were never released and the fictional ones spotted on the small and big screen. Like the never-before-seen Pepsi Perfect, which was showcased in Back to the Future Part 2 but was never released to the public. Your mere regular Pepsi sounds pretty ordinary now, doesn't it?
All I want is a Pepsi.
Cherries Wild.
Cherry. Cherry.
How many soft drink companies do you know that have their very own game show? Well, now you know at least one, as Pepsi is teaming up with Fox to launch Cherries Wild, a new game that's meant to evoke thoughts of Pepsi Wild's Cherry, a soda targeted towards younger consumers. Each episode will last for half an hour, during which the contestants will navigate their way through 2 rounds of pop culture trivia in hopes of winning the $250,000 jackpot. Where does the wild cherry fit in? At the end of every episode, each contestant will try to catch 5 wild cherries from a giant slot machine to win it all. The show will be hosted by American Pie alum, actor Jason Biggs. The whole concept of the show primarily comes from the newest wave of ad-free content that's been gaining traction in the last few years. As people find more and more ways to avoid watching commercials, advertisers are now seeking ways to embed themselves in the programming, literally.
Wait, I was in a commercial? I don't remember this at all.
By placing the product in question directly in the show, in this case the Wild Cherry Pepsi, it becomes the perfect way to tie commercials and content all in the same package. It's not the first time PepsiCo has used this marketing technique. Wild Cherry Pepsi is also currently sponsoring a reality competition on Thriller, a social media app. What better way to sell a few drinks than to have them embedded in the program? Cherries Wild will launch in mid-February, so mark your calendars.
It's Valentine's Day. You love Valentine's Day.
Chips and soda equals a match made in heaven.
Soda?
No thanks.
We all love to snack. While it might not be the most important meal of the day, it sure is the most fun. While potato chips and a glass of soda might not be the healthiest, it's still one of the most popular snacks out there. Soda and potato chips go hand in hand like PB&J. It's basically a natural marriage of two iconic treats, something refreshing and something salty. A true soda and chip combo would need to include two of the biggest companies, PepsiCo and Frito-Lay. In fact, the soda we all know and love today might not have been the same if it hadn't merged with the famous snack brand. As we all know by now, PepsiCo has acquired, merged, and partnered up with a lot of companies in order to grow itself into becoming what it is today.
We all family now.
However, it was the merger in 1965 with Frito-Lay that shaped it all. It's because of Frito-Lay that Pepsi became the largest globally distributed snack food company in the world. The merger made sense, not only in the business aspect, but for consumers as well. Since Frito-Lay was home to Cheetos, Lay's, Doritos, and several other well-known brands, and PepsiCo now owns Tropicana, Quaker Oats, and Gatorade, it's the perfect recipe for a successful business. Thanks to this merger, enjoying a nice cold soda with a bag of chips has never been easier.
Am I in heaven?
Starbucks partnership.
And Lou, do you see what happens when my coffee comes back cold?
Chief, you ordered an iced coffee.
You might feel like there's a Starbucks on literally every corner, and with over 14,000 locations in the US alone, you might very well be right. When Starbucks was in its early days, they were opening stores left and right, taking over some cities, and slowly becoming the world's largest coffee chain. In 1994, Pepsi decided to break new ground and partner up with Starbucks, as it saw how successful it was becoming. Together, the two companies founded the North American Coffee Partnership, which, among other things, allowed them to market cold, ready-to-drink coffee products under the Starbucks name while using the Pepsi distribution network.
Do I deliver the package to its rightful owner?
And after that, as if they weren't already everywhere, Starbucks started expanding more and more. Have you ever wondered why you can find bottled Starbucks products just about anywhere? Well, that was Pepsi's doing, and it's also the reason why you can buy Pepsi products at Starbucks. This partnership, which not many people know about, is considered to be one of the most successful ventures in the beverage industry. Now dominating the majority of coffee sales, partnering up with Starbucks was undoubtedly the right move for the soft drink company, as both have been going strong ever since.
Because we're invincible!
Top polluters.
And it's not smoke. It's a giant cloud of pollution.
Now on to some little less joyful Pepsi news. It should come as no surprise that people have been trying to avoid single-use plastic waste more and more over the past few years. Reusable cups, the ban of plastic cutlery, and the encouragement to use recyclable bags have been on the rise, and a lot of companies have tried to reduce their ecological footprint. Unfortunately, PepsiCo does not rank in the most eco-friendly category. Along with Coca-Cola and Nestle, PepsiCo has been named one of the world's biggest plastic polluters, according to data compiled by Break Free from Plastic, a global environmental organization.
No, it's actually a very eco-friendly process.
14,000 volunteers in 55 countries across the globe collected nearly 350,000 pieces of tossed plastic to trace back to the source. They went to city streets, parks, forests, beaches, and even remote coastal areas. In Canada, 63% of the plastics examined came from a brand name, and the highest number of plastic items they collected came from Costco, followed closely by PepsiCo. Perhaps glass bottles should make a comeback and become the new norm. No more plastic and a brand new bottle collection to start.
Bring the bottle back.
Keep things sweet and tap on one of our other great videos. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.